I'm sorry to say it, but the more people who depend on you, the more you have on your shoulders, the more it matters that you take care of yourself. Think about it. What happens if something happens to you? What happens to your company? What happens to your colleagues? What happens to your family? Everyone needs you and depends on you to be there for them. I almost crashed and burned. I ended up in the hospital twice. The stress, the anxiety, the worry, they almost debilitated me. There were times where I thought I wouldn't be able to show up and do what people needed me to do. If that could happen to me, being as strong and resilient as I am, that could happen to the people who I depend on too. I need to set an example for them. This self-care thing is real, and it's on me to set the example. I'm the one that's impacting the company. I'm the one that's impacting generations. I'm the one that's impacting everyone who's looking up to me. I'm Matt Gerlach, and welcome to Matters of the Mind, Rise to Your Worth. I work with super successful executives and entrepreneurs who are suffering from anxiety and burnout. I help you create a life where you're making the maximum impact, where you're making the maximum profit, and having the maximum freedom in your life and in your business. I almost crashed and burned. I wasn't taking care of myself. And it's on us to learn how to take care of ourselves. It's on us to make sure that we are able to show up to work the next day. It's on us to show our team members. It's on us to show the people who look up to us what they need to do to take care of themselves too. I have seen it time and time and time again where too much just rolls downhill and we're throwing the stress on our employees, on people lower down the totem pole. And while delegation is normal, while people have to step up and support higher level executives and entrepreneurs, it can't always be like that. People quit jobs. What would happen if one of your star performers leaves because they feel burnt out, because they feel disrespected, because they feel like their needs are not getting met and they need a better work-life balance than what is being offered to them from the company that you are leading? When we are in the driver's seat of our businesses, of our family, of our social circle, if we're taking care of our elderly parents, if we have a lot of responsibilities on our shoulder, it is irresponsible of us not to prioritize our own self-care. People need us, and that's the reality of it. I have been on both sides of the fence. I have been where I was taking horrible care of myself, letting my health deteriorate, my anxiety and my depression and the stress eating away at me and affecting my ability to thrive. I know what it's like also to be on this side of it where I do take care of myself and prioritize self-care. Not only self-care, I truly have a life that feels good. I have so many hobbies outside of work. I love cooking. I love hiking. I love going to yoga. I love running. I love going to the gym. I have so many activities that I enjoy doing that bring me fulfillment. And I can tell you, not only am I happier now, I am so much more successful. I am so much more respected. I am so much more productive. I make incredibly sound decisions. I am effective. I am strategic. I am performing at peak performance right now because of my self-care routine, because I am doing so many things outside of just working all the time. None of us are meant to be working all of the time. None of us are meant to be under so much pressure that it's compromising our health, that it's preventing us from doing the things that we enjoy, from spending life with people that we love. This is one of the things I learned from Stoicism. I read the Daily Stoic every day. I really marvel at this book. I think it's probably been one of the most impactful things in my entire life. But they talk about contemplating our own mortality. I like the open-endedness of that. Our own mortality means a lot of different things. What happens when we die? How do we want to spend the time from now until we die? We also don't know when we will die, so it's important for us to be enjoying our lives today. There is this fable. It's a fisherman asking this businessman, like, why are you working so hard? Well, I want to work hard. I want to grow this business so I can sell it. And one day I can have a life of ease and be spending time on a boat fishing. And the fisherman is like, why aren't you just doing that now? It really gives us something to think about, right? We don't necessarily have to be working so hard. We need to ask ourselves what we really want from our lives in the first place. What kind of businesses do we want to run? For me, when I look at my business, I am all about compassion. I am not about maximizing profits. I'm also not looking to sell my business either. So you need to make those decisions for yourself. But at the end of the day, you are the leader. You are the person who is in charge of the environment. You are the one who is in charge of your people's health, in charge of their happiness. You are also, you're showing them, you're teaching them, you're helping people become better leaders of their family, better parents, showing their kids that they need to rest and they need to take care of their personal health. And life is not all about making more and more and more money. I think so many of us think that if we aren't always working, if we're not completely dialed in all the time, if we're not always staying on top of things, we aren't going to be effective. I have found the opposite to be true. I have learned that in taking care of myself, I am sharper than ever. I am compassionate to my employees. I am an excellent leader that people respect and look up to because I know what it's like to suffer like that. And I don't want people to suffer like that either. I don't want anyone to suffer like that. We are, as leaders, as high performers, we are an example to somebody. And we're showing people how they should be teaching other people who are looking up to them. I don't want people to not see that a work-life balance is important. I don't want people to see that they should not be prioritizing their self-care. For me, there are times, there are seasons when life is busier. There are times that I can't do everything I wanted to do. There are times that I used to be able to go to yoga for an hour and also go to the gym for an hour and a half. I hope those come back again one day. I really do. But I know the importance of taking care of my body. And right now, as I am really busy building my new business right now, it doesn't even feel like work, to be honest, but the time that it's taking is real. And I am having to kind of control what I can control. And the self-care routine that I have looks a little bit different now than it used to, but right now I am eating as healthy as I can. I do cheat once in a while. I have a hamburger here or there for sure, but in general, I am controlling what I eat because I have a little bit less time to work out. And I am working out just about every day. Sometimes it's doing yoga in the backyard for 15, 20 minutes. Sometimes it's going for a run for 15 or 20 minutes. Oftentimes it is going to the gym, not for the hour and a half or 2 hours that I like it to be, but it's for 55 minutes or something. But the point is that we need to be prioritizing our self-care. While I'm building this new business, I am prioritizing this self-care. It's actually the number one thing I am prioritizing. If I had to let go of anything right now, the last things I would let go of are taking care of myself because that is allowing me to continue to show up. As a high achiever, as a business owner, as an executive, you are constantly solving problems, right? There are things that are coming up that you need to constantly be on your A game for. For me, I know very, very, very well that when I am treating my body bad, my anxiety is worse than ever. I am not able to make decisions. I'm not able to handle the stress that's happening. The problems that are coming feel like I am just being engulfed by things that I can't handle. And I take care of myself during these busy times because it allows me to handle more. On Sunday, I've noticed something pretty interesting, actually. Even though I'm really busy right now, I've said that a few times, there's a lot going on, but it feels good. It really does. But I'm still honoring that on Sundays, I need time to myself. I need time to relax. I need time to read my newspaper, to read my book, to do an extensive journaling session. And I've noticed these past few Sundays, there is so much clarity that comes from this space that I'm giving myself in life. And that clarity, the ability to make those decisions, to make that strategy that's happening while I'm not in front of the computer pounding out work, while I'm actually allowing myself to do what I call passive work. We need to be thinking about things. We need to be strategizing. We need to let everything that's happened sort of settle. And that's what I've noticed is happening on Sundays. All of this is settling, and I'm just getting this profound clarity. Monday comes around and I feel energized because I am allowing myself that downtime. All of us need some sort of downtime. All of us need to enjoy life a little bit, a lot, hopefully. When I look back to 10 years ago, I would have said I had no hobbies. Honestly, that made me really sad. I remember being in the time being like, I don't have hobbies. I'd ask friends, what do you like to do? Well, I like to go to the gym. I like to skateboard. I was like, not me. I don't have anything that I like doing. Now that I've found hobbies and interests, I love going to the farmer's market and cooking. I love yoga. I love hiking. I love running. I love working out. I love reading. Oh my gosh, I love nothing more than reading. Now that I have these hobbies that are so fulfilling, I have found that I am not pulled to work. I think a lot of people, some of the clients that I've worked with, they talk about this and just like they don't really know what else they would be doing if they're not working. And I think it's really important for you to make a list of things that you enjoy doing, things that you want to do that are encouraging you to put the computer down and get away from the work so you can heal, so you can let things settle. It's really important. I like to think about it this way. The scariest time of my life was when I was crashing and burning. I barely kept myself afloat, but I was this close to disappointing the clients I was working for, the customers that were relying on me showing up and being able to manage the business. I was this close to disappointing the employees that were counting on me for bringing revenue through the door so they can get their paychecks. My partner was counting on me to be fun and compassionate and loving and not a stressed out mess. My friends were counting on me showing up to our events and not being a drain. People are counting on us to take care of ourselves. And when I look back to that time, I felt like such a victim. I felt like my problems were just so big that I couldn't do anything about them. And it took me a long time to learn that that's not the case. We are responsible for our own lives, the problems and the rewards and the good parts of our lives. But we need to take control of that. We're not victims. We need to take control. Nobody can create more hours in the day. You look at super successful people. What they've done is that they've learned to prioritize, they've learned to plan, they've learned to delegate, they've learned to raise prices so they can hire the people they need to. They've learned to manage this big, big responsibility by being strategic. And that's what I do. I work with people just like you, executives and entrepreneurs. I help you structure your life. I help you with your business. I have 15 years of experience as an entrepreneur. I have helped dozens of companies grow to 7, 8, and even 9 digits. And there is a way out of this. It doesn't have to feel the way that it feels sometimes. Self-care is vital, and you need to prioritize it. It is a real thing. The older we get, the more we neglect that. People do die of heart attacks, of strokes. I don't want to be that person, and I don't want that for you either. I want to leave you with this. You have one life, and I invite you to contemplate that mortality. You and I don't know when that is going to happen. Do you want to say that you spent your last 3 days of life working? Do you want to say that you weren't there for your loved ones? You get to decide that. What I have found is that when I inject a little bit of fun, a little bit of enjoyment, sometimes a lot of fun and a lot of enjoyment to every single day, I'm at peace, not knowing when my life might come to an end. Thank you for joining me today. If this meant something to you, please leave me a review. It helps me so much, and I would invite you to share this with your friends and subscribe. I will be back next week. Thank you so much, and have a lovely day.